Alright, so we're going to talk about the area of parallelogram. So when you're looking for the area of a parallelogram, you're finding the area of when you're looking for the area of the parallelogram, you want to make it into a rectangle. So if you see in the photo, you can actually take a cross-section of a parallelogram and slide that gray piece over, and you'll end up with a rectangle. Because that's really what you're doing with the parallelogram. You're taking parallel sides. The definition of parallelogram is parallel sides. A rectangle is a parallelogram with 90-degree angles. So all we're doing is we're kicking those angles all to be 90 degrees. So with that in mind, we're going to use the same area for a rectangle as we do for a parallelogram. So the area is going to be base times height. Where B is your base and H is your height. Now, this is a really important note. The height of a parallelogram is always perpendicular to the base. The slanted sides are not your height. It is always perpendicular to the base. So your first example is find the area of the parallelogram. Remember, our area is base times height, so it's just going to be 15 times 6. 15 times 6 is going to be 90. We're not given a unit of measure, so we're just going to write it as unit squared because we're dealing with the area. So example 2, find the area of the parallelogram with a base of 10 meters and a height of 12 meters. So our base is 10 meters and our height is 12 meters. So we're just going to multiply those two numbers together. So it's 10 times 12, which will be 120 meters squared. Find the area of a parallelogram. So a parallelogram, we have a height of 8. Remember, it has to be perpendicular to our base. And our base is going to be 15 inches long. So our base times height would be 15 times 8, which would be 120 meters. Or that should be inches squared. My bad, I'm sorry. That should be inches squared. So go ahead and make that change. Well, that concludes the examples. So just remember, it is going to be the same formula as rectangles, and the perimeter of a parallelogram is just going to be the same as rectangles as well, because we're just counting all the outside edges. That concludes this video.